Hello everyone, MUFS here to welcome you to channel 941 for a full guide to SCS Truck Sim. In the last episode we talked about how to create a new profile and then start the game, and I promised you that I will show you how to do something special that will help you through your journey and ease your gameplay. If you haven't seen the previous episode, please watch it before this video, as that will help you to understand what we are talking about. The links are in the description and you will also find the link to the series in the end. If you have seen the previous video, sit back and enjoy. Just make sure you're watching it in a big screen, else you're gonna miss the smallest details. In this episode we will go through some useful things that will help you throughout the gameplay. So without further ado, let's get started. A sweet secret. Today, before we start the game, let's go to My Documents folder in your computer and find the American Truck Simulator or Euro Truck Simulator 2 folder, whichever game you are playing. Inside you will find a file named config.cfg. Open a text editor like Notepad and drag and drop the file over there. Now press Ctrl plus F to find console and developer in the code lines. Now change the zeros and ones in G_developer and G_console here, and save the file and close it. Please don't do the save as. If you have both ATS and ETS2, you will need to do this for each config file separately. Please do not copy paste one game's config file to the other one. You're finished? Okay, now start the game and load the save file if needed. Press the tilt key, which is usually located just below the escape key and above the tab key and on the left of 1 on the number row of your keyboard. Pressing the tilt key will open a console in your game window, and there you can do some magic. You can use the G commands to change few things as a developer. If you type G and then press tab, which is located right under the tilt key, a few G command options will be shown. Unfortunately, it doesn't describe what it does. But have no fear, MUFS is here to tell you about the important ones. You can type G_set_time, then space, and then type the time in 24-hour format, that is from 0 to 23, to change time. Remember, whenever you set a time, the time will only advance, not rewind. This will come in handy if you are not comfortable on driving at night and want to skip the time to morning and vice versa. But also keep in mind that if you have a delivery to make, doing this will advance your time only, and you will be sleepy if fatigue simulation is on, which is on by default. And your delivery time will be shortened due to the advancement of time. You can go to specific minute by putting a decimal and then 2 digits for the time. For example, if you want to advance to 3:15 AM, then type G_set_time 3.25. If you want to advance to 5:45 AM, then type G_set_time 5.75. Remember, for every 0.05 we get 3 minutes. You can set the weather by typing G_set_weather, then a space, and put a number there. This comes handy if you are trying to avoid rain or maybe want to experience the monsoon just for a while. You can change the traffic density by typing G_traffic, then a space, and then typing a value between 0 and 10, where 0 is no traffic and 10 is 10 times traffic all around you. The default is 1, and you can check which kind of traffic density suits your driving ability. This lets you to drive through realistic traffic without using any mods. In my game, I use number 2, and I find that quite realistic density to the world and more fun to drive. You can choose whichever suits you. Remember, whenever you choose a number, the traffic will reset and it will take a few seconds to respawn the vehicles and populate. Also, it will affect the traffic in all your profiles in the game if you are playing under single Windows login. In the new update, the traffic behaves like real world, heavier in the peak hours, lighter at night. But the most important thing and maybe the most useful thing of this console magic is the flying mode. If you press 0 in the number row at the top of your keyboard, you will be put in this view under the truck. You need to use the number pad on the right side of your keyboard to move and the mouse to look around. If you don't have a full-size keyboard, you're out of luck on this part, buddy. But if you have one, you can move forward with number 8, back with number 5, left strafe with number 4, right strafe with number 6, go up with number 9, and go down with number 3 in the number pad. Just make sure your numlock is on before you do this. You can change your speed by scrolling your mouse wheel up and down. This way you can move around the map without any problem. Sometimes the map needs some time to load. This is normal and you don't need to worry. When you are in a place you want to spawn your truck in, just press Ctrl plus F9. But wait, don't press it yet. Spawning your truck too high from the ground will make your truck fall on the ground and damage it. If you spawn it too low, your truck will fall under the ground and might get damaged. Though you can again move out by pressing 0 and spawn somewhere else, but the damage will remain. You need to go very near to the ground like this and spawn the truck there to avoid any kind of damages to the truck. Why do you need this method? Well, when you are a new driver, sometimes you may tilt over your truck on its side while going on in speed, or maybe get stuck in some place that may need you to call for help to tow you to the nearest repair shop and whatnot. This way you can respawn the truck on the road and drive to save money and time. Also, sometimes you may find that the trailer you selected is parked in a difficult place and you can't drive near the trailer to grab it. Or maybe you are unable to deliver the trailer in its place that you selected. With this method, you can fly to the spot and respawn your truck. There are other things you can do with the console, but those will be considered as cheating if you do it in multiplayer convoy mode, if you don't let others know about it. But if you are playing in a single player mode, you can do whatever you want because it's your game. But before telling you about that, let me warn you. Doing the following will earn you quick money, but later you may not feel proud as you did not achieve anything in the game. I had to warn, so I did. The rest is upon you as this is your game. If you type goto and space and then type a city name or first few letters of the city name in the console, the game will teleport you to that city. With this method, you can select a job, go in that city to pick it, and then spawning the truck after confirming that job will attach the trailer automatically to your truck. Then you can fly to the delivering city with go to command and spawn the truck near to the delivery point and spawn it without damaging the truck or the trailer. If you then deliver the trailer, you will get the money without spending time for driving or sleeping, but will not gain almost any XP for that job. You can do this to earn money and have a head start. But let me tell you, if you follow the things that I am going to tell you here in this Truck Sim Guide series, you will find yourself moving up easily and will not need this cheating method to earn money. Remember, this is your game and no one but you are responsible for how you play the game. Now that I have finished discussing about the console, you may think that you can finally move to the driving. I'll request you not to, at least not yet. Let's press the tilt key again to close the console if you haven't already, and go to the main menu, and then let's go to options to tweak the game some more for our enjoyment. Settings. We have 6 main settings options. Today we are going to talk about the video settings and the audio settings. Remember, graphics settings will affect all the profiles you have in the game, and other settings can be tweaked for each profile separately. Let's dive into it. Video settings. The first thing you find in this settings screen is full screen. It does what it says. If you check the box, the game will run in full screen, and if you uncheck it, the game will run in a window. If you want to stream, you may want to play it in a window. The next slider is for your brightness. Slide it to right for more brightness, left for less. The next ones are for your resolution, refresh rate, and vertical synchronization. By default, your game will play in the full resolution that your GPU and monitor supports. But you may want to turn it down a bit for higher FPS. You can select your refresh rate and vertical synchronization according to your need. In the beginning, your settings will show you these simple graphical settings. Click here for advanced graphical settings. Here, scaling is very important. This is what you ask your GPU to do. You'd want to put it as high as possible to get better quality of the game. But remember, if you put it higher than what your GPU can support, the game may lag and the FPS may drop. If you choose 400%, the GPU will render 4 times for each pixel and scale it down to 1, and the game will look very sharp. Try to put it at least to 100%. If your GPU can't go to 100% or above, maybe it is time for you to say goodbye to your beloved GPU and try a new one to play these truck sims with good performance. Anti-aliasing or SMAA will reduce the visual defects that occur when high-resolution images are displayed in a lower resolution. The higher the scaling selected, the higher the anti-aliasing you should choose. Screen space ambient occlusion lets your GPU show the depth of environment in front of you. You must go as high as your GPU supports without lagging the game. Depth of field will blur the view far away from you. Sun shafts will let the sun rays hit you like real life, and you will see shadows from any objects in the middle of the ray and your eyes. Color correction will correct the color according to real life. Reflection scaling will let you choose the pixel size of your reflection, while reflection details will let you choose how detailed a reflection is. Vegetation details let you choose how detailed your surrounding objects are, and grass density selects how dense your environment is. Shadow quality selects the quality of the shadows. Weather quality will let you choose how detailed your weather is. Mirror quality will tell you how much of the environment is shown on the mirror. Mirror resolution decides the resolution of the environment versus the mirror display. Mirror distance dictates how far the mirror will show the environment when you leave them behind. Remember, this option eats up your FPS like crazy, so tweak it as you play the game. Carefully notice what suits your frame rate for your GPU and monitor and go along with it. The more mirrors are shown in the screen, the more FPS drops. Texture quality does exactly what it says. Anisotropic filtering is a method of enhancing the game quality of textures on surfaces of computer graphics that are at oblique viewing angle with respect to camera, where the projection of the texture appears to be non-orthogonal. Selecting normal maps will make the map surface look less flat like real Earth. Turning on traffic headlights will let you see the headlights of AI vehicles in the game. Secondary vehicle lights controls the bloom of the lights of your truck. Lights visibility range lets you decide how far you can see with your headlights on. Pedestrians make your cities and towns livelier, but you can turn it off if your frame rates drop. Audio settings. Now let's talk about the audio settings. This you can tweak for each profile separately. The master volume will let you select how you will hear the sound, whereas the rest of the options will let you decide the sound volume for each of the sound components. You can go through these on your own, but I must talk about radio volume, voice navigation volume, CB radio volume, music volume, UI volume, and intro logos volume. You can turn on the radio in the game if you are connected to the internet while playing the game. You can select from many given stations and it will grab music from the net radio and will let you hear it while you are driving. If you want to listen from your own music collection, then go to My Documents, then the game folder, ATS or ETS2, then inside you'll find the folder named Music. Copy your MP3 files over there and they can now be played in the game through the radio. Just make sure you don't create shortcuts of the MP3 files. They won't work. You will have to copy all the files as MP3 to play the tracks. The names will appear in the game and you can adjust the music volume, play or pause, skip to next or previous track while driving, if you assign a button for each of them. In this slider, you can adjust that sound. And no, the other variations of sound files like WAV or MP4 will not run in the game. The games support up to 320 kilobits per second MP3 files. If you turn on the voice navigation that we will see below, you can adjust the volume of that over here. If you are playing multiplayer convoy, then you can talk to your friends through CB radio using your microphone. You can adjust that volume over here. With the music volume, you can adjust the background music playing in the game. You can also mute it if you want. User interface sound volume dictates how loud the clicks are gonna be, while user interface music volume dictates how loud the background music will be heard. Finally, intro logo's volume decides how loud the volume will be when you are starting the game and the SCS logo is shown before the game is loaded. In the voice navigation section, you can select the voice navigation on or off. Here you can also select the language and the voice and preview it to see whether you like it or not. But to be honest, one thing I don't like is that you cannot turn on the speed warning beeps without turning the voice navigation on. There's an option where the truck beeps if you go beyond your speed limit, and you cannot turn it on unless you turn on the voice navigation. I believe the new players will enjoy this option a lot. I'm not a new player, but I still enjoy this as real trucks have speed beeps built in nowadays. The next section is for multiplayer convoy. You can tweak them as you play online. If backup beeper is checked on, it will let the truck make beep sound when it is reversing. Rumble stripes will sound if this is checked and when your truck runs over rumble stripes on the side of the roads. You can open your truck windows and the open window noise will let the game change the sound according to the position of your side windows. Noise of the flowing air is dependent on how much your side windows are opened. Reverb effect of the cabin lets you hear the reverb sound when your side windows are closed. Reverb effect of the environment lets you hear the reverb sound when you enter an enclosed place like a tunnel or ferry. Check the box for play sound when the game is in background if you want your game to continue when it is minimized. Audio driver will let you select the default sound output driver for your game. If you switch to many output sources like me, you should keep it to default driver. When I play alone, I let my speakers play the sound, and while I'm recording, I use a headphone. If you want the game to always play through a single sound output device, say for example the headphone, you can select it over here. Today we are going to end the episode over here. In the next episode, we will go through the rest of the settings in the game. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Press on the thumbs up button will be highly appreciated and it will encourage me to create more contents like this. You can press the thumbs down button if you wish to, but I would urge you not to. Let me know in the comment section if the video helped you or not. Also, comment if you want to know anything else about truck sims beyond the series. I will try my best to solve your problem. Share the video so that your friends can enjoy and learn the game as well. Hope to see you guys in the next episode where we will discuss further about the game. Till then, stay safe, take care, and bye bye. MUFS signing off.